You're being watched.
It's really happening. Oh my. Wait, you're here. Officer down. Hit him.
Hosted by Sean Sticks Larkin.
You know you're on camera, right?
Welcome to Crime Cam 24/7. Early in my career as an officer for the Tulsa Police Department, AR-15s in the hands of criminals were a rare sight. Today, unfortunately, they're far too common. That's why an increasing number of civilians are legally arming themselves with powerful weapons of their own to fight fire with fire.
Norco, California. Sunday, July 31st, 2022, 2:45 a.m.
It's the early hours of the morning, and behind the counter of Norco Market and Liquor is the store's owner, 80-year-old Craig Cope. Outside, a security camera captures a dark blue SUV backing into a handicap spot in the store side lot. Moments later, a rear door swings open, and two masked men exit the vehicle. After checking the door, the man in black holds it open as his accomplice enters and levels a lightweight, semi-automatic rifle.
The AR-15 is capable of holding a 30-round magazine and firing up to 3 rounds per second.
When the gunman steps inside, he points his rifle directly at 80-year-old Craig Cope. Without hesitation, Cope grabs a weapon of his own, a 12-gauge shotgun, and takes aim. From the doorway, the gunman's accomplice gives a warning. Shotgun. But it's way too late. The muzzle blast from Cope's shotgun sends papers flying and a hail of buckshot into the intruder's left arm. Outside, a second gunman is preparing to enter the store. That is, until the shotgun blast changes his mind. Still on high alert, Cope monitors his security cameras to keep an eye on the would-be robbers. In a panic to escape, the getaway driver nearly leaves one of his 3 accomplices behind before speeding away.
First tip-off, I saw them through the front door. They didn't park where a normal person would park. They parked on the side of the building where they're basically out of sight. When I looked and saw them getting out of the vehicle, they got gloves, masks, a weapon. That just solidified the deal for me. I knew what was coming.
Police later apprehended 22-year-old Justin Johnson, 27-year-old Jamar Williams, and 24-year-old Devon Brodus at a hospital where 23-year-old Rashid Belvin was in critical but stable condition, receiving treatment for the gunshot wound to his arm. Belvin survived his injuries, and the 4 men faced charges, including attempted robbery, possession of a stolen firearm, and elder abuse. Although the suspects never got off a shot, store owner Craig Cope didn't walk away unscathed. In the minutes following the armed robbery he stopped, Cope suffered a heart attack. Cope was treated, and just 3 days later, he was back behind the counter.
There wasn't much time to think about it. It was just the guy pointed the gun directly at me. It doesn't seem or me.
After 5 decades in business, Cope has a message for anyone thinking his store is an easy mark.
This isn't a good place to pick.
Following the harrowing encounter, Craig Cope was celebrated by his community for standing up to the would-be thieves. At his store, locals presented him a check made out to Sheriff Craig for more than $5,000. The money was raised selling clothing featuring the City of Norco's bold new slogan. Rather than become a victim, Craig Cope took a stand and did so under the rule of law. As the Riverside County Sheriff's Department stated, in this case, a lawfully armed member of our community prevented a violent crime and ensured their own safety while being confronted with multiple armed suspects.
Prepare for more feeds.
Next up, we head to Central Florida, where it takes the combined efforts of both state and local police to take down a very determined truck thief. In this next clip, notice how law enforcement uses radio communication to track location, direction, approximate speed, and progress of the chase, hoping to both stop the suspect and keep the public safe.
Gainesville, Florida. Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022, 7:13 a.m.
It's morning rush hour in north central Florida. Highway patrol are northbound on I-75 in pursuit of a box truck that was stolen 130 miles south in Tampa earlier that morning. State police have been in pursuit of the truck for the last 30 minutes and have now called in backup from the Alachua County Sheriff's Office.
Getting off at 384.
Truck had GPS in it. We were able to track that and notify law enforcement agencies up in Alachua County.
As law enforcement pursues, the driver makes a right turn, going in the wrong direction to get on the interstate.
Going the wrong way on the interstate.
One state trooper continues behind the box truck,
Turn around, turn around, turn around.
while the others look to head off the stolen vehicle. But the driver only stays on the interstate for a few minutes. Back in their sights on the main roads of Gainesville, the police car closes in on the truck and attempts to slow it down.
Hey, pulling into the Best Buy.
To no avail. The truck barrels through a Best Buy parking lot before making its way back onto the road
All right, we're back on Archer Road.
and plowing through a canine unit attempting to block its path.
We signal 4 into a ASO K9, still eastbound. Hey, you good?
And careens down the wrong side of the road.
Still eastbound, wrong side of the road, coming up to 34th Street.
Stay that truck.
Trying to get to it. Speed 60 mile an hour.
Traveling against the traffic at 60 miles an hour, the suspect nearly loses the police car chasing him.
Northbound 34th Street, northbound 34th Street. Signal 4 and wrong lane of traffic.
So many people must have had a guardian angel on their shoulder that they did not get into a head-on collision.
It's now been over 1 hour since the high-speed chase began, with no end in sight.
Right, we need to stop this now.
Stand by. Okay, so very part of
The police SUV is no match for this 14,000-pound behemoth, and the pursuit continues to an even more dangerous area.
Attention, man. We are going through the Metro Diner Plaza. We're on 34th. Keep wrong. Everybody hold the traffic for a second. Keep calling. We're through the parking lot. We're about to come out at 34th Street.
And Deputy Joshua Pettit's blocking maneuver does little to slow down the suspect's path of destruction.
Coming back out on the 34th Street. Going back southbound on 34th.
Surrounded by law enforcement, the suspect knows it's the end of the road. He leaps from the moving truck, which plows into a police car as he attempts to flee on foot. The box truck bandit is tossed over the hood of a police vehicle, and deputies, including a canine unit, move in. It takes 5 deputies to subdue the suspect. Police later identified the driver as 33-year-old Brandon Baker. Authorities charged Baker with 16 felony counts, including aggravated battery, fleeing and eluding, and grand theft. Earlier the same day of this incident, Baker allegedly carjacked another vehicle. According to police, when asked why he did these things, Baker replied, "I have problems." Baker is being held on a $3.5 million bond for an alleged crime spree that spanned 4 counties in Florida. The officers made all their decisions based on the immediate threat posed by the driver. They managed to stop the driver without any civilian injuries, and they did so without ever firing on the suspect. Amazing work.
Hobbs, New Mexico. Friday, January 7th, 2022, 3:05 p.m.
It's mid-afternoon. A white sedan pulls up next to 3 commercial dumpsters in the parking lot behind an appliance and furniture store. A woman gets out of the car, grabs a black plastic garbage bag, and tosses it into one of the dumpsters. She quickly pulls away. But this won't be the last person caught on these cameras today.
The time is 8:41 p.m. and the temperature is 36 degrees.
Nearly 6 hours later, on this cold New Mexico evening, the same security camera captures a truck parked near the dumpsters after the store has already closed for the night. This time, 3 dumpster divers are caught rummaging through the trash, looking for something valuable to salvage. One pulls out a black plastic garbage bag. But when he opens it, something clearly isn't right. He calls a woman in their group over to check it out. It's the same black bag from earlier in the day.
They said they kept hearing a whimpering noise. And then I said, let me see.
Inside, a newborn baby boy. One of the men makes a call to 911.
Hello, 911?
Yes, we just found a baby in the trash behind Hobbs Mall.
The officers and the medics are on the way, okay?
Okay, hurry up.
They then pull over to the corner of the parking lot, and less than 3 minutes later, police arrive.
You know whose baby it is? Is it your baby? No. April, is it your baby? No.
No, it's none. It's nothing.
We were dumpster diving. Okay. Oh my God.
The baby is immediately given a blood transfusion, oxygen, and put on a feeding tube. Amazingly, the baby boy survives. The store owner who provided the security footage has his own feelings about what unfolded in his parking lot.
Drives up like it's a piece of trash, reaches in the back of her car, dumps it, and just drives off. No remorse. It should not have happened. There's other ways to give a baby away, but you don't dump it. You just don't. I'm sorry.
18-year-old Alexis Avila was released on $10,000 bond and is currently awaiting trial for attempted murder and child abuse. Hobbs County Police thanked the 3 Good Samaritans shown on surveillance cameras who reported the incident and helped to save the baby's life. Across the U.S., in 2021, there were 31 illegally abandoned infants found in dumpsters, backpacks, and other dangerous locations, and 22 of these infants were found deceased. To prevent this horrific crime, All 50 states have safe haven laws, allowing a parent to relinquish an unharmed infant to a safe haven provider with no questions asked and no fear of prosecution.
Have you captured a crime on camera? Please send your videos and tips to crimecam247@lawnews.com. Prepare for next feed. Dundalk, Maryland. Wednesday, June 7th, 2017, 2:53 p.m.
A security camera inside a Maryland public transit bus captures a passenger thumbing through a stack of bills, preparing to pay his fare.
Oh, no.
After sharing a laugh with the driver, the man heads to the back of the bus to take a seat. But just minutes later, the route is cut short when the bus is stopped by Baltimore police.
Somebody you want on this bus? Let me close the back door. Hi.
We just boarded at the last stop.
The officer is responding to an armed robbery call in which the suspect was seen boarding this bus. After boarding the bus, the officer spots a man matching the suspect's description. Then, she sees something else. Another camera angle shows the officer taking cover with her firearm drawn before taking aim at the suspect. A closer look at the officer, standing at the rear door of the bus, shows that she had momentarily lowered her weapon and called for backup, at which point the suspect made his move and fired a shot. After firing off 2 rounds, the gunman orders everyone off the bus. Stepping back into the camera's view, the shooter approaches the rear door, revealing he's armed with not 1, but 2 .40 caliber pistols.
Equipped with extended magazines, these guns can hold around 25 rounds of ammunition each.
He is a large white male. He's got gray sweat. Definitely orange beard, orange facial hair, okay? He has a gun in his hand, and he was hanging out the side of the bus.
Additional officers arrive at the scene, arm themselves, and surround the bus.
Where's he at? Where's he on the bus?
From inside, the shooter sticks his arms out the door and lets off 2 rounds, nearly striking an officer at the rear of the bus.
42, we got more shots fired out here.
The suspect continues to fire. From across the street, a passenger who was riding on the bus when the chaos erupted begins recording the scene on his cell phone.
This out here banging at the police on Dundalk Avenue. They just made us get off the bus, yo. He banging at the police.
I can see him right now. He's standing on the side of the bus. He's walking towards the front.
Even with guns aimed at him, the shooter leans out the front door and takes another pop shot at officers. Since there are no longer passengers on the bus and the threat of a hostage situation is no longer an issue, officers now have more options to deal with the shooter, including unloading a tactical shotgun. Right through the windshield. The gunman is unfazed by the shotgun blasts and in response unleashes his own rapid-fire assault.
God, yo.
After laying down his own cover fire, the gunman makes a break for it with both guns blazing.
Oh my God.
He's got a gun in his hand.
The shooter takes cover behind a parked van, where 2 innocent bystanders are caught in the crossfire.
It's getting real.
One of the officers has just been shot.
Real.
Boy, he's behind the van.
Absolutely shooting at these guys, but I don't want to put anybody else in harm's way.
42.
The gunman has also been shot and is now on the ground as officers close in.
Shut your head!
42, suspect down. Drop the gun! Drop the gun right now!
When the suspect doesn't comply with commands, police are forced to take him out.
Drop the gun! Alright.
Where is 1216? 16 on the other side of the Brody. I've been shot in the leg.
Where?
In the medic car.
Where's she at? Alright.
It appears the suspect has been shot and killed, and it's quickly confirmed by police on the scene. The officers now turn their attention to their wounded colleague.
Get her, Sergeant! Get her! Sergeant, get out! Where you shot? Get her! I know, baby, I know! Get her, Sergeant, get out! Get out!
The gruesome scene played out for nearly 7 minutes in broad daylight. Footage from at least 6 cameras was compiled and reviewed by Baltimore County prosecutors, who ruled that police were justified in killing the shooter, later identified as Blaine Robert Erb. The 35-year-old, who had served time for previous violent offenses, had written to family members while incarcerated, telling them he'd rather be put in a body bag than ever return to prison. The officer who was shot in the leg, along with a wounded bystander, both recovered from their injuries. This incident can fall under the category of what's known as suicide by cop. This is a tragic situation where someone commits a crime in order to provoke police to end their life.
Prepare for next feed.
Committing a crime, no matter how small, is never a good idea. Committing a crime on camera as you're being released from jail, well, that's just a terrible idea.
Portland, Oregon. Tuesday, September 27th, 2022, 9:32 a.m.
This is Eric Baker. It's a good day for him. He's just been released from the Crook County Jail after being cleared of criminal trespass charges, and he's ready to start a new life on the straight and narrow. Or maybe not. Yes. Just minutes after being released from jail, Eric swiped the police department's front desk bell and walked right out the door. And he did it all on camera. Prineville Police Department Chief Larry Seymour issued a statement saying, if anyone sees Eric walking around town or you hear him dinging his new bell, please call and let us know where he's at. It was a nice bell. That's all for this episode of Crime Cam 24/7. I'm Sean Sticks Larkin. Thanks for watching.